John, I'm gonna let you lead this conversation today since I haven't actually seen any of it. So
No, you've seen all of it, and I need you to fill me in. This is the beginning of the MEDIAtors. My name is John.
And I'm Brody.
And we're talking about, Brody.
I thought you had a topic.
No, you're...
I'm just kidding. We're talking about Loki and where the Marvel Universe is going from here.
All right, so we're low-key talking about Marvel Universe?
Wow. Okay, you know what? We're stopping right now. I'm on.
Low-key. Oh, this did it. Oh,
No, I'm just gonna flip it up.
Well, when you said Loki, it's like, okay, we're gonna low-key talk about... I was like, low-key?
No. You don't...
Or Loki. Like, is it Lowkey or Loki?
It depends on how you want to go at it. So, if you haven't seen Loki, this is going to be a very spoiler-heavy episode. So, just a fair warning right there about that.
You know what's crazy is my life being as busy as I am. I haven't had time to watch it.
Yeah, there's no excuse for you at that point.
But
has Nara watched it?
No.
Christina watched, I swear.
Did she like it?
7 complete shows while she was pregnant.
Really?
Yeah, she was like when she was on the couch and couldn't get up.
Man. Well, Nara's been working.
Binge watched. Well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
She's, I guess, how long is she now?
7.
7? Yeah,
7 months.
Give her another month or so.
Yeah, she's not working as much, but she did watch Handmaid's Tale almost all the way through, and I'm almost done with Breaking Bad, and then after that,
oh yeah, how do you like Breaking Bad?
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I think it was overhyped.
I couldn't get past the first episode. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen bits and pieces.
Okay, I did that.
And,
I did that with. I've done that with a few shows. Vikings. I did that. Couldn't get past the first one, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try, and then. I loved it, like, after I went back to it.
How much did you love it, though? Because you stopped watching it, right? Vikings?
I stopped watching it after the first episode for maybe a few months.
No, but, like, did you finish the show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you, like, finished watching a show and you, like, or didn't finish watching a show. Was there a show you did that with?
There's a few of them. I didn't finish Legends of Tomorrow. I haven't finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has a decent ending.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow got really weird.
Yeah.
And
I haven't finished
boring.
Arrow. I haven't finished Flash.
I haven't finished those either.
Yeah, so...
And in our defense, though, those shows, it took a huge nosedive.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, even the main actors, remember we talked about that on The Flash, are leaving the show.
Really?
Yeah, Harris Wells character and Cisco.
Why are they leaving?
They're just done.
Done with it?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's only so long that you're like an actor's going to want to stick around on a show.
Right.
So, it's just going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I'm watching Suits right now, right?
Okay.
And the main character leaves after the next season, this 9 seasons total, leaves after season 6. Yeah.
Really?
Now, like, there's 2 main characters, but he's, like, the other half of the main character.
Yeah.
So it's just like, wait, what? So I'm very curious to see how it's going to go after that. But they bring in the guy from Psych, Dula Hill, to do it. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with those characters.
Well, after this show, after Breaking Bad, I'm going to probably start Yellowstone. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it.
What is that?
It's about this ranch out in Yellowstone Park.
Is it a comedy?
No. Oh, you're thinking of The Ranch.
Maybe. That's
a comedy. But no, it's about this ranch. All I know is a lot of people that I know from work and from other friendships.
Yeah.
You're not included.
You have other friends?
Oh, I actually do, yeah. And they were telling me they love it. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And one of my favorite action actors out there who I feel like is very underrated.
Liam Neeson?
No. No, I like Liam Neeson too. But no, Cole Hauser.
What is he in?
Okay, so have you... that's the thing. He's so underrated. I will show you a picture and you'll know.
He's not even in anything. That's how underrated he is.
He's brand new. Okay, for those of you out there, if you've seen... I think there's a Navy SEAL movie called Tears in the Sun with Bruce Willis. Do you remember that one?
No. How old is that movie?
About 90s.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a recent one. I'm like, that sounds terrible.
No. Let me see if that's the name of it. Tears of the Sun, 2003.
Oh, Tears of the Sun.
Yeah. Cast.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
Here he is, Cole Hauser. He played one of the Navy SEALs. That guy.
Okay, he does kind of look familiar.
Yeah, so he's in it. Well, he also plays in this movie. It's a horror movie called The Cave, and it's about these people that go into a cave, but like they find it at an abandoned church, and it was under the church, and they didn't know what was written on like the sign, I guess, and it was like
Yeah.
they're talking about it's the entrance to hell or something. But they go in there, and
I think I've heard of that one.
it's like these.
I haven't seen it.
You would
but
think they're demons, but they're not. They're like mutated.
Cannibals, right?
No.
Oh no.
They got wings and
Wait,
everything.
is it with a girl and like? Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, is it like is it like a mirror, like a water thing that she has to go into
No.
at one point? Okay, then it's something else.
Wait. To get out?
Yeah, to get out.
Yeah, there's 3 of them that.
But like
have to
one
do
of them
that.
was like actually a trick.
And when they got out,
Yeah, I see. Okay, so what I do is
and
I
then
don't.
she was infected. When
Yeah.
and they didn't know until the very end, and she like put her sunglasses.
Because there
on.
always are. There's
Yeah.
always somebody infected at the end.
But
I haven't seen it,
good
but
movie.
see what I do is I read the summary of the movie
Yeah.
on like Wikipedia.
Oh, I love that movie.
Because I can't watch them, but I want to know what the stories are about.
It's a good movie, and it's just very well done. I thought.
Okay.
But Cole Hauser, I just like.
Gotcha.
He also played a movie called Paparazzis, I think.
Wait, and so he's an action star kind of a guy?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, so
He
like,
should be. He's just got this like way about him. I'm just like, man, freaking love him in action movies.
now why do you think he hasn't like taken off as much then?
I don't know. I mean, same thing you asked for Nathan Fillion, I guess.
Well, I mean, he for a while he stuck with his TV stuff, and that was his
Yeah.
popularity thing there.
But this guy Cole Hauser is getting more popular on Yellowstone because he's like people's one of their favorite characters.
Okay, all right.
So-
Well, yeah. Let us know what you think about it after
Yeah.
you watch it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of watching shows, we'll get back into Loki.
Loki, yeah.
Yeah. So it's got 6 episodes in the first season, right?
Okay.
And we found out there is going to be a second season.
I saw
so
that.
that's exciting to see, because the way it ended, oh man.
So how'd you like the first season?
The first 3 episodes were just okay, and then it picked up, which is generally what happens with these Marvel shows.
Yeah.
Though I liked WandaVision the entire time because I thought it was just so unique. This one felt very buddy cop, and I don't know how, but basically just kind of like intrigue and moving around and doing different stuff. It's a slow burn, as I've said before, because it takes you a while. You already know the characters for the most part. You know who Loki is. You know. Actually, that's really about it that you care about. You might see some other people. There's some cameos.
Maybe
but
that's why it's such like these Marvel shows are. It takes a few episodes to pick up.
It does.
Because we know who they are already.
Yeah, and like they don't spend a whole lot of time. Like you get little
Yeah.
bits and pieces of like more
'Cause
history.
when you start a show, it's like there's a mystery of like who this person is, and you're
and
learning.
they do that. It's just like for me, they just take their time. And again, I think it's because like it's the Netflix dilemma. I call it, I guess. But like where they know they are gonna get the full season, so they're just gonna kind of take their time to get there.
Yeah.
And it's pretty stereotypical. You know, okay, by the time you get to the halfway point, something big's gonna crazy is gonna happen, and then it's gonna have a low point. And this is the typical story formula for that one. So like you kind of know. So it's the slow build to get into it, and that's just my downfall because I'm like, okay, if I'm putting like 3 hours in and I still haven't found anything that like really catch my attention, I'd get bored.
I think we're all like.
but then
that
by the
with
time you get to like
shows,
like the 4th or 5th episode, that's
Yeah.
when like the hook comes in.
I
But it
was
takes
about to say
that
the
long for it to get there. So, anyways, episode 4, because again that's like about the halfway point, really kicked off, I thought, and it all culminated to the point in episode 6, the finale. So, kind of quick recap: Loki, basically, when he gets captured in 2012 New York, he escapes in Endgame because he didn't originally. This is a new branch of reality he makes, and he gets arrested for doing that because he wasn't supposed to escape. He gets
The
arrested.
time gods got him.
The Time Variant Authority.
Oh, see, guys, I haven't seen this, so you're gonna hear
the
some
good old
fun
TVA.
stuff. Okay,
We've talked
That's
about
what it
that.
was.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're from Alabama. We have this thing called I'm from Alabama.
Tennessee
Yeah,
Valley.
Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA.
So it's actually very similar.
Yeah.
Like Tennessee Valley Time Variant.
That's funny.
So, anyways, he gets arrested, and he has to work with this analyst, basically, which is played by Owen Wilson,
Okay.
to find out who's killing all these agents. Finds out it is another version of him, but it's a girl version of him.
Oh.
So he falls in love with this girl version of himself, which is funny.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. And
Does he know it's him?
Oh, yeah, they know.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes by Sylvie, which is a kind of a reference to her comic book character. She's known as the Enchantress.
Oh.
But in this reality, in this show, she's a variant of Loki. So,
Man.
culminates-
Could you imagine
yeah.
falling in love with yourself?
I mean, what's not to like?
It's like it's like Gaston Beauty and the Beast. He
Oh,
looks at the
yeah.
mirror. Oh. But
It's pretty stereotypical, but it felt more sweet, I guess, than anything. Like they were like the writers really wanted you to want these couples to be together, and they kiss in the last episode. It's the whole thing.
He kissed himself.
Wow, which is still weird.
That's weird to me. Like, what's wrong with these writers? I'm just kidding.
Y'all there's probably a lot wrong, but
yeah, I'm just playing. They're probably gonna be my boss.
They fight. They're trying to figure out who's behind the Time Variant Authority, and they think it's these three timekeepers, right? And you're like the whole show. They're like, it's these three guys who basically ended the war between the multiverse, and is like they're making sure everything's going in one order. And then they finally see him. They kill one of them, and they find out they're actually robots. They're not real. So then they go to basically the real person behind everything, and this is where it gets interesting. So the show combined two comic book characters into one. So one is He Who Remains, which is basically the last TVA agent director at the end of time. He's the only one left, and he basically does what the timekeepers do, is he makes sure everything follows the order of time. He's like this really old looking dude in the comics, and in this show he's like a younger guy. In this one, I don't know, let me double check his name before I say anything stupid.
Why'd you just call me stupid?
Well,
oh, that's funny. Let's see what his name is. What is stupid?
I'm trying. It's killing me that I don't remember his name now.
It's okay. I believe you.
It's Jonathan something.
John Stamos.
No, it's not that.
We just become best friends. Step brothers.
I'm gonna get this. All right. He's also an Ant-Man.
Oh, that's
the third one, Quantumania.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one
because it hasn't come out yet. Jonathan Majors. Okay, I knew it was something like that. I want to say Mayors.
Let me see.
Majors. This guy.
Oh yeah.
So he plays him, right? So. Anyway, so his name is Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
He is playing He Who Remains, but also Kang the Conqueror, which is basically like a Thanos level villain.
Wow.
Yeah. So you find out in the show he's just a variant of. So he kind of gives you a history that he's from the 31st century. He was a scientist and everything, and they discovered that they could go to different universes. So then he started meeting up with all his other people that were him. And eventually it led to war, where they each wanted to conquer all the dimensions. He Who Remains, became kind of like a benevolent, but like he's a dictator, right? So he's basically saying this is the timeline. So he found basically a living weapon that could erase everything else, which is called Goliath. It's like this giant gas monster that basically eats space and time. So he uses that to end the war.
A gas monster eats space. Okay, let's play make believe really quick.
Okay.
So, let's say we're two Hollywood executives, right? And this writer comes up to us and they're like, hey, I want to write something. There's this big gas monster that can eat space and time. Are you going to pass that?
But it's comic related. That's why they're like,
I just sit there like, okay.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Speaking of
and so the way they did it in the show is like basically it devours people, like it super ages things. So like when it passed over like a battleship, it like became rusted and like derelict.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I guess it feeds on the energy of it.
The
comic
force.
book people could probably explain that a little bit more, but the show itself was just kind of like that was the visual representation of it. Anyways, He Who Remains controls that thing, wipes out everybody else, and he's been making sure that no other realities come up, because as soon as one comes up, basically like infinite versions of him will try to conquer everything else again.
Dang.
So he's like the last line of defense.
So he's like a hero.
Kind of, but he's like nobody has free will because he's controlling everything. Ooh. So Loki and Sylvie are like, okay, we're gonna take him down, but then he's like, I have an offer for you guys. You guys can either kill me, and then we're gonna have a huge problem because there's gonna be another war coming, or you can let me live and you guys take over this job and become the directors of the TVA. Sylvie's like, all right, I want to kill him. Loki's like, well, hold on, let's calm down for a second. Let's think about this. She's like, he's lying. They fight, they kiss, and she pushes him through a time warp and sends him back. And then she kills him.
Kills the guy.
Kills the guy. So he dies, and you see, and they're in the end of time. It's this like giant white energy thing, and it just starts branching off everywhere. Which basically is, all right, so...
I saw that picture.
Yeah. And so this is the crazy part. Loki goes back. He finds Owen Wilson and another agent that had popped up earlier. And he's like, guys, we messed up. We got to figure out this. And they look at me like, who are you? Because he's no longer in the same reality he was in. Because he looks up and he sees a statue of King the Conqueror. So, and that's how the season ended.
So, I got one big question.
Oh, man.
That's really weighing on me.
Yeah.
Are they trying to open doors into creating more series? Or are they trying to open doors for the movies?
This is all going to be tying together is what they're saying.
That's why, yeah. So that like opens so many doors and possibilities.
And that's the thing. So coming up next is the What If series.
Yeah.
Which now they're like, okay, that guess could be actual reality because like you're looking at all these different multiverses.
When does this end?
That's the thing.
You know
it's
what I'm
comics.
saying? Like
it can go on forever.
It go on forever.
So yeah, now we're getting different variations. So now we're thinking, okay, that's how they're going to explain Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the new Spider-Man movie because they're different variants because of the realities that branched off. We know it's going to tie into WandaVision and Doctor Strange's movie coming out next year. We know that's going to tie into because Kang the Conqueror is the villain in Ant-Man Quantumania.
You think they're going to bring back Iron Man?
I can't imagine.
I think
maybe a cameo.
You think?
I don't know.
It just opens so many doors.
But that's the thing. That's what people are like. Okay, so now you can recast anybody you want.
True.
You can have anybody be looking like anything because it's a different like universe reality of them.
True.
So like they're saying it opens the door completely to what the MCU can do now, and people are saying maybe we don't even need to call it the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Maybe it needs to be called the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse now. So that could change. I mean, like there's a whole lot of changes coming up based on what happened in this episode.
What do you feel about that? Do you think it's smart?
Oh, okay. So basically, that's what DC is already doing.
Right.
Like all their movies are kind of standalone stuff. They never really connected them a whole bunch. Marvel's like, okay, we did that, and now we're branching off
and doing
that. It seems like what DC does is like, okay, now you can have your movies that don't have to tie in to the main story. I mean, technically, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. already did that.
True.
But now we can have like the big movies kind of be their own thing if we want them to.
That's a good thing.
But it brings in like tons of different opportunities now for different faces, different people.
Yeah, you were saying something about recasting.
I thought of Black Panther when I heard that.
Yeah, that could have been what made them think of this. And yeah, wow, you just opened. I wasn't even thinking of that, and now I'm just like, okay, that's almost like insurance.
Basically, so let's say you have an actor that dies, or an actor that quits, or an actor that is not working out.
Like, fine.
You can change him out and be like, okay. Now the problem with that is when you do that,
we don't get it. Well,
like the problem is, like I say, if you're connected with a character,
I was about to say,
and you had him for this long, and then hey, you have to do it right.
Yep.
It has to be in a way that actually pays off, or that makes sense, or that's just like
it's kind of like a Doctor Who feel.
Yeah, because the Doctor is going to do that at the end of each regeneration cycle of his. Is that okay? He's going to be a new, completely looking person, whatever. You expect that. So if you just did it randomly, like okay, we're seeing Spider-Man, and then he pulls off his mask, and after he gets blasted with some weird energy or something like that, and it's a different person. He's like, oh, I guess this is who I am now. It would feel weird, you know. There has to be more weight to it than just that's an explanation. Making sure I didn't go to sleep.
No, you're good. Wow, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Because that's the only concern I have is the connection, like between, like for example, Vikings. What made it so great was for me the character, the guy who played that character.
And that's the thing. Like, wow. The person makes the character.
Yep.
That's why Robert Downey Jr. made such a great Iron Man, and why people were so upset when he died. Spoilers. But
who would play Iron Man after that?
Well. So in the comics, King the Conqueror has all these different variations of himself. Right. One of the variations is Iron Lad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now I don't know I didn't dive too deeply into all the different like King stories, but like he has a bunch of different versions of himself. Like even at one point he's actually like a descendant of Reed Richards, which is Mr. Fantastic. So I'm like, this opened the door, I feel, to so many things. And I saw somebody who was trying to argue that. Did you watch WandaVision?
Half of it.
Okay, so towards the end, there was a big Quicksilver debacle. Somebody's like, now we can get, like, that could actually be him because it technically could be taking place after Loki. WandaVision could be taking place after the reality thing branched off.
That's true.
So this could be an actual, like, okay, this might be that Quicksilver for real, not just, okay, they're making jokes about it kind of a thing. So there's a whole lot of different opportunities now for, okay, we can bring in the X-Men, bringing in Fantastic Four. If you want to do different things like that, there's a whole lot of different areas that we can go with this now. That it's just going to be, like you said, it's going to be crazy because we don't know what they can do because now it's like infinite possibilities.
Yeah. Man, this Marvel stuff is huge now.
And so
it's insane.
It is, and that's why I'm glad that like Kevin Feige is like actually involved.
It's
because like you need somebody that's going to be directing everything.
This is becoming a part of culture now.
It is.
It's crazy.
James Gunn recently said in an interview, or just kind of I guess a tweet, that when he worked, because he worked with Marvel and DC, he said in DC he had complete free reign, whatever, and when he worked with Marvel, like Kevin Feige was very involved in the editing process of it. So it's like you can see that there's a bit more oversight on certain things, which again makes sense because Marvel has such a strong like line that they're trying to go on. Now, of course, there's like changes and there's still things that are being written, but still that they want everything to connect together as best as it can.
Right.
So, and then DC is just kind of like, all right, they're kind of doing whatever. You've got Wonder Woman over here. You've got the Justice League series here. You've got the Batman universe with.
It's like they're trying to find themselves.
Kind of, yeah. So you've got Michael Keaton and Twilight guy Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
In another movie, and so it's like that's a different universe. Batman.
Which is crazy because Michael Keaton was in Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was, but he was also originally Batman.
Yeah, originally Batman. Yeah.
Or I say originally, but he was one of the older
ones. He's in between now the DC and Marvel
and that's
universe.
Like I said, I love seeing characters kind of jump back and forth like that because then you're like, oh hey, it's a fun little thing. You can do nods, you can make jokes.
Yeah.
Because like they're not in the same universes, but you can make a reference
right
to the other universe. It's just a fun little thing you could do.
Is there any hope for the future of DC right now?
I think there's always hope. There's always hope.
I agree,
John.
but you're like, there's okay, nerd. Go, how about you go eat your
But like I
lightsaber?
said, it takes just one person really to make a difference.
Who do you think that person is?
I don't know. Somebody I guess that really cares about the direction, that has the, I guess, mental, like okay, they can control or not control, but like oversee a large amount of projects at once and help them in a right way that doesn't feel like it's just one person doing everything, but there's still that like unique spin on each film or show that would guide them towards it.
Seth Rogen. He's got this. Imagine him as Batman.
I hate that so
Imagine
much.
Seth Rogen.
We got
as Batman.
Green Hornet. That was close enough.
No, you just hear like, I'm vengeance. Oh, that little.
I hate it. I hate it.
Don't. I love Seth Rogen. I love everybody.
I do not like Seth Rogen's acting very much.
Well, I do.
And his humor. Not a big fan. Not a fan.
Well,
so,
you know what? Keep that to yourself.
I didn't. I shared it multiple times on this podcast.
Yeah, you did.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Seth, whatever he's saying, I just want to say I don't agree with it.
Nothing against him personally. I'm just like...
Seth, I think you're amazing. The Picasso of the entertainment industry right now.
I don't know. And that might it's just me because he's got plenty of other people that like him, but just something about him I'm just not a huge fan of. Like his movies, I'm just like, oh, Seth Rogen's in this. I don't exactly want to watch it.
I like Pineapple Express.
Not a fan.
I was dying laughing in Pineapple Express. But anyhow, so
yeah,
season 2.
What are we going to see in season 2? That's the big question right now. And I guess the movies will kind of answer. So we probably won't see anything else till like a year from now, right?
Movie-wise?
Like for a second season of Loki.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. We'll get that in about a year.
They're probably writing movies. I wonder if that's what these series are for, setting up.
Oh, they're tie-ins, and they're like, I mean, like we saw in Black Widow, there was a tie-in from the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. So like, there's definitely, they're tying in, they're bringing things forward. So we've got the new Doctor Strange movie coming out in March. We've got the new Thor movie coming out in next May. So and then we've got Spider-Man coming up this winter, which is going to tie directly from all these other shows as well. Yeah, we already know that. So I guess the movies are going to really influence again. I mean, I feel like they influence each other. Again, that's what you get when you have one person that's kind of guiding it all together. Right. Because now we're seeing, okay, it's not just, okay, now we got to figure out how to make this fit here or make this fit here. Or, you know, like I look at Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, and just, okay, they're like, okay, we take this, and then, oh man, now we got to have this, and oh, remember he said that, so we got to do this maybe, and then sometimes they just don't even do it. It makes it more difficult at that point. So when you actually, okay, you can kind of tie things in a little bit better or whatnot. And of course, there might be people that disagree because I don't think you can have anything 100% continuity wise with all these different directors. Just again, it's a large scope.
Big.
But I think we're going to see a lot more that tie into each other. Yeah. And I mean, they've been doing that for a long time now. And I think we'll see things branch off more. I'll say that. So, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again, where it was super tied into the movies. And then it kind of branched off and did its own thing. And then it wasn't really canon anymore, kind of. Yeah. There's arguments against that. I was like, I feel like it was kind of still canon towards the end there. But
yeah.
We'll see. In fact, I think I still hold on to the hope that they'll kind of bring in Coulson back to the MCU at some point.
Who?
Phil Coulson.
Coulson.
Yeah,
I thought
Coulson.
you said Coulson. I said, who's
no.
Coulson? Coulson.
Coleslaw.
Yeah.
Come on.
Coleslaw. Man, and there's so many other like superheroes that they haven't really touched on yet. Right?
Oh, that's the thing. Like I said, we talked about like, how much can they do? The comics. There's like tons of like characters, endless. Tons of years, tons of stories.
I asked
that you're making all
like,
the time.
I think like a month or two ago, like what superhero that they have not done yet would you like to see?
I still don't have an answer for that.
I know,
because it's hard to think of one that I'm like.
Do you think they'll create new ones?
I can't see them doing that. At least not before they're in the comics.
Yeah.
Now I'll say this: they did do some of that stuff already.
Yeah.
Like on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they bring a character and then they make them into the comics.
True.
We see that.
I could see him doing it.
I think Fitzsimmons was one of those. So they weren't superheroes, but they were like characters that are now in the comics as well. So I guess that's such a tough question. Who would I want to see in the comics come into the big screen?
I really wish that DC would, start getting to that level of.
And that's the thing. I can think of DC characters.
Yeah.
I would love to see Booster Gold.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. I would like to see who else? That was the first one that popped in my head because I want to see kind of like a Nathan Fillion.
Kingdom of Heart characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Mouse.
Sora.
What are you doing in my city?
Oh.
My impressions are terrible.
Yeah. It's not as bad as some other people's that we know.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Ben!
He did. That was the worst impression I've ever heard in my life.
And it was serious, which was the best part.
He stuck that nose in the air as he said it. I was dying.
He will not be named.
Yeah.
Maybe Brock.
Maybe Brock. That's funny, man.
Oh, man.
So, any last thoughts on Loki?
You got me thinking about characters I want to see brought in, and I'm just like, so on Loki itself, I think I'm just like, all right, I want to see what If is going to do, because I love the different variations already. Yeah. So I'm super excited to see that comes up in a couple weeks. So we got that. In the meantime, we've got the Bad Batch, which is still going. Hot take, I'm getting a little bored with it.
Yeah, I
love Star Wars. Yeah. Love it. But I'm just like, all right, nothing's happening. We're getting backstories. We're getting characters. We're just doing little things. And I'm like, all right, I want to see something that's pushing the story forward rather than just like, okay.
Star Wars stuff.
Like, you get a little bit. So, okay, now we know that they got the chips out of their head. Or now we know that Omega paid off the debt. I'm like, okay, cool. Sorry, Omega.
Omega fatty acids.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. They're good for you.
But like
fish oil,
all that little stuff doesn't really move the story ahead.
Right.
I want to see more of like, okay, what are they gonna do with Crosshair? What are they gonna do with the rest of the Bad Batch? I mean, what are they gonna be doing with like the rest of the Empire coming? Like, are they gonna join the rebellion, which is what they're leaning towards? There's a lot of different things. I'm like, okay, but let's just do something. Let's do something. I get it. We're establishing the Empire's bad. This is how they took over. We're seeing all this other little stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. But we already know that. I want to see what these characters are doing now, where they're going with it. So I'm watching them, and it's fun. But I have the TV.
Yeah, your TV.
It's fun, but
I'm just more excited about is The Witcher season 2.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard you're gonna get a lot of man flesh in that one too.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, he was talking about like people were like, there's not a bathtub scene, but you'll see plenty of man flesh.
What the freak? I don't care.
Because people like to watch this. Yeah, it's all about the objectification.
Oh my gosh.
Is what it is.
Just leave that stuff out and just get to the story.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Get to the story.
Yeah, Bad Batch. Get to the story.
Come on, Witcher. Get it together. Get it together. I have not watched the first season.
Really?
I played the game, the third one,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, it was
There
fun,
is nudity,
but there's like nothing I really want to like watch.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really want to see it.
I've never played The Witcher, but I remember just since it's Henry Cavill,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I'll give it a shot, see what it's like, and I was thoroughly just impressed. I was like, holy crap, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So this is really good, and it was fun.
I'll have to watch it, I guess, eventually.
Do you know
It's not my type of thing.
how happy I would be if one day we woke up and they decided to come out with a season 3 of Gallivant? Could you imagine the joy and excitement?
I think, oh man, that was okay. If we're talking about like perfect TV shows, that is like right up
That's like 9.9 out of 10.
Man, if you haven't seen Gallivant, go watch it.
Go watch
It's
Gallivant.
amazing.
It is awesome. And you know what else? I was training one of the new guys at work, and we were driving in the truck.
Yeah.
We were talking about shows and stuff. I said, you know what's like really depressing? That's just sad, honestly. That only lasted like one season. He goes, Firefly? I said, Firefly, yeah.
Well, they're never getting a season 2 now.
No, yeah, why not?
Because of Joss Whedon.
What happened?
So he got he's getting like a ton of hate.
Really?
Yeah, he's basically canceled forever.
Is this recent?
Over the last year.
Oh, okay.
Mostly from the Justice League.
Okay.
When he did that. So, with Ray Fisher, Cyborg, and all that stuff, well, like, Gal Gadot was like, yeah, he threatened my career.
That's
like,
right.
She took care of it. I was like, so he did some, and again, I'm like, he did things that most directors with a lot of power probably do.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not illegal, but it's definitely like underhanded or not right. Or just, I mean, it's a jerk thing to do.
Yeah, you need some integrity there.
Yeah, but I look at like Hitchcock or Kubrick.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Joss Whedon is that level, but I'm like, they did lots of shady things too. I'm sure if they were around today, they would be getting in some big trouble for what they did.
Well, I was watching a video on Wizard of Oz, all the things the actors went through.
Yeah, like they tortured these actors. And nowadays you can not do that.
Nah.
Which I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, I'm like,
yeah, how dare we not be able to torture our actors? I'm livid.
Yeah. I think, like I said, there's a reckoning for Hollywood.
Oh God, the Batman of entertainment industry.
But I'm like, okay, yeah.
Who are you? I'm vengeance. just a little raspy. Not I'm vengeance.
Okay, Seth Rogen.
Hey.
But I'm like, okay, so I'm like, it's just gonna be, so he did some things and he got caught basically, and now, like, if he tries doing anything else, I'm curious to see what his next step is going to be.
Yeah.
He can stay retired forever and like live off his money because he's got residuals.
I hope he gets back
royalties.
into it, but maybe he had a wake up call. Maybe. Who knows?
And the funniest thing was, like, he was like, quote unquote, like a champion for women. Like, he was like a feminist type of person.
Really?
People thought he was. And so now he's like, people are like, no, he's racist and hates women and all this stuff. And it's like, no, he's just kind of a jerk. Yeah. And I feel like it's been a long time. Like, yeah, he's always been a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, people knew that he was a jerk.
Just because you're a jerk doesn't make you those things. It's just you're a jerk.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are.
So I don't know. I'm curious what his next step is going to be, because I feel like it's going to be either a long time. His publicist is probably like, hey, you need to be quiet for a long time.
A long time.
Because you see all these people that, like, oh, they apologize or
really quick.
Yeah, or they do things and people are just like, no. So
yeah,
you gotta wait.
As Dr. Phil says, no matter how flat you make a pancake, there's always two sides to it. That's Dr. Phil.
Wow. And that was free right there for you guys.
That was free, and I like watching Dr. Phil.
I loved watching like daytime TV back in the day. I loved Judge Judy and Maury.
That's the best one. Him and Jerry Springer changed my life.
Watched us all the time.
It made me the man I am.
And then Dr. Phil as well.
Yeah. Oh,
it's just ridiculous.
I just like him telling people off, like, you're a dirtbag, something like that.
Yeah, because like he says things that like are mean, but like you can't be mad because he's got that kind of like southern drawl, whatever. Where's he from?
I don't know.
Is it like Texas or?
He might be. All right, listen here.
I want to see. You know what? I bet IMDb has it.
Dr. Phil's probably it's probably Midwest, I would say.
Phil McGraw. That's a pretty Texas name, if you ask me. Oh, why did I didn't know I added to my favorites.
He added Dr.
Oklahoma.
I did say Midwest. Where's that? That's mid, right?
It's kind of west. Yeah, it's more west mid.
So Big John was right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Veneta, Oklahoma.
You like Vienna sausages?
I can't say I've had any.
Oh yeah, because you're not from here.
Yeah.
It's a southern thing.
Is it? Because like it seems popular. Well, yeah. I guess the first time I really heard of it was from a southerner. So that
they're
makes
probably
sense.
Everywhere, but the South we love them. And beans and hot dog, bean and weenies is what we call them. Right?
Well, we had those.
Yeah, but I'm saying like here they take it to another level. Like,
yeah, that's true. The baked beans around here, I'm not a fan of.
I love baked beans. You don't like the baked beans around here?
No.
A baked bean. Okay, so have you not?
I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, so but let me tell you something.
Like Southern cooking, I'm not that big of a fan of. I'm just gonna be real about this. I'm full of the hot takes.
We can't take your judgment serious anymore because
we're so off topic.
You don't like fried chicken. You don't.
I like fried chicken.
Okay. Do you like? You don't like baked beans. You gotta have beef chunks in it or bacon.
Yeah,
bits.
bacon, but like the way it's made is just not great, in my opinion.
Put some sugar in there too.
I'm not a huge baked bean guy, anyways.
Man, here's the meal. You get a burger or some kind of meat, steak. That's good. Or fried chicken.
Yeah. Okay.
Potato salad.
Nope.
Baked beans.
Nope.
And then you take a potato salad and dip it in them baked beans and you eat.
I will absolutely say no to potato salad.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat that next time I watch Loki.
Baked beans, I'm like definitely on the fence about.
We're praying for you. But you got anything else?
That's about it. Besides you guys making fun of my, you know what? Let us know in the comments. Is it wrong to not like baked beans and potato salad? I don't think so. So let us know who's right. As always, you can follow us. You can like and subscribe. Check out our show notes for all the contact information, and we'll see you guys next time.
I'll see you.